everyone. How you doing today? So I have spent probably 7 or 8 hours of my life the last 3 or 4 days watching YouTube videos about a gentleman who I did a video on Tuesday or Wednesday. Chamath talked about how we should let billionaires fail, how we should look to help every citizen, continually sending money to them. And it was that CNBC interview that I watched, and I'm like, wow, I don't know who this guy is. I gotta go check him out. So I've watched literally 8 hours of YouTube videos of him, anything ranging from simple 5-minute clips to 90-minute sessions. And all I can say is I'm a huge fan. You need to do yourself a favor and watch some of his videos. If I remember correctly, he's a multi-billionaire. He's in his early 40s. But his ability to stay humble, his ability to think about the greater good, his ability to trace the route, as he called it. He did several interviews talking about how you can take this environment that we are in today, trace the route all the way through and just watch how the dominoes are going to fall. So if you've been watching my channel for any length of time, you know my history is in enterprise software. He had one interview where he talked about Workday. And again, he was very complimentary of Workday. It's a great company, yada, yada, yada. But he just said, take this as an example, right? If Workday is relying on enterprises and they're competing with PeopleSoft and HR and Oracle ERP on financials or general ledger, just start asking yourself questions, right? They have whole markets like oil and gas off the table, entertainment off the table, hotels off the table. And his ability to break apart the chain, right? Again, what he called trace the route is fantastic, right? His ability to do that eloquently for simpletons like me to follow was eye-opening. And it really goes to the fact that I don't think we are pricing in earnings hits. The stock market is not pricing in the earnings hit. If you're listening to what Chamath is talking about, whoa, we are in for some pain. He also goes on to talk about how we get out of this. He kind of sees it like we're going up a hill and we are about to come down the other side. And at the bottom of that hill where we are going maximum speed, there's a gigantic wall. We can either choose to hit that wall, which means devaluation of the dollar, or we could take a sharp right turn, or left, but right, and realize that we need to institute some inefficiencies in our market, basically bring manufacturing, bring infrastructure back home. We need to have wage inflation. We need to make stuff. We need to realize that our supply chains are too dependent on countries that don't like us. And we need to be willing to accept inflation. We need to accept inflation. His ability to break down these bigger concepts and share them freely and admit that he's absolutely can be wrong is the closest I have seen to Warren Buffett yet. I was attracted to Warren Buffett when I was getting my MBA nearly 20 years ago. He was the icon. He was the best investor. I really believe that Chamath is going to be this generation's Warren Buffett. I wish him nothing but success and health. I hope he keeps doing what he is doing for the next 40 years. And he has a company, I believe, called Social Capital that is yet publicly traded. If I could find a way to invest much like Berkshire Hathaway was for Warren Buffett, I will be an early investor in Chamath. I just like what he's doing. His public stock trades aren't, or I shouldn't say trades, stock positions are too risky for me. He has, I think it was Amazon, SpaceX, and Tesla, I think. Yes, this is a good time to buy real estate. Certainly affordable housing, yes. So again, if I ever get a chance to invest in him, much like Berkshire Hathaway, I'm going to buy some shares just to frankly, so I can get his yearly note to stockholders. I just like the guy. I mean, I've never met him. He lives in Palo Alto, which is like 10 miles, 12 miles from me. Someday, hopefully, I'll get to shake his hand or bump elbows or whatever is the social equivalent of the day. But he is pretty outstanding. I would suggest looking up his videos because it really points to the fact that what is on the other side of this health event may not be what we think it is. I mean, he broke down Hollywood, for example, in one of the videos, talking about, okay, Hollywood has come out and because we can't go to movie theaters, they've released all these blockbusters to streaming services for $20 a pop. Why'd they do that? How'd they know? Maybe they should have done $100. Nobody had a chance to do the price elasticity on that. So it's just a lot of great questions. And basically saying, you know, we could have some deflation in the short term as pricing gets worked out, as industries are never the same. In another video, he went to talk about small businesses and basically said, hey, small businesses in general have about a 60% failure rate within 3 years. He's like, unfortunately, the next 3 years, it's probably 100. But he also went on to say that's probably okay. The American capitalistic society can handle that. We can move on. We can create new businesses. Frankly, the businesses that are born after this will have a cost structure that is so much better. Yes, the Pump podcast was one of them I saw. That's a 90-minute. I actually watched that while I was working out. It was really good. The other thing he talked about is if you're really eager and you think you're knowing what's going on in the market today, most people would be better served taping their hands to the chair because you just don't know. You haven't gone through and tracked all the dominoes are going to fall. And again, I've talked to you for a while now about all the sales reps that are calling me and telling me about their bogus pipelines. It's going to get bad, people, right? Earnings are going to come down. And I think this gentleman, Chamath, is a breath of fresh air. I don't know where Warren Buffett has gone. He was the breath of fresh air in 2008. I think Chamath could very quickly take on the mantle as the guy that I watch for and click on every video. I will very quickly watch everything that he does on CNBC or other financial news networks. If others have videos of him, it's just, I like the guy. I've never met him. It's hard to say you like a billionaire. I mean, do you ever really know? But man, I'm a fan. So in the end, do yourself a favor. If you have time during this social distancing, look them up. There is that video that somebody left in a comment called the Pomp podcast, P-O-M-P. It is 90 minutes. I suggest listening to the whole thing. It is pretty fantastic. So again, I believe Chamath is going to be this generation's Warren Buffett. If I ever get a chance to put some money into his fund, I will certainly, or his company, I will certainly be buying shares and be an early investor, just like I wish I was an early investor in Berkshire Hathaway to be a part of Buffett's circle or tribe or whatever you call it. So at the end of the day, have a great day. I just really like the guy and hope you're having fun.